first things first, I'm going to be recording this and everything so that we can make sure that all your students who are not here are able to see this later on. I do want to say on the video that even though those of you who are here, thank you for coming, even though there's only 3 of you. These sessions are required and they are considered a class session, so you need to be watching them and participating in them as much as possible. There are things that we will do that that are valuable to your lessons and are needed to be heard. So we're going to be starting the new part of your summit checkpoints today. So, but I still want to go over a few things that are past due. So in your summit, if you guys will pull that up, some of you have not turned in your ACT Aspire cookie rubric yet. Those need to get turned in as soon as possible. Those are way past due and should have been turned in like the 2nd week of school. So those should have been turned in on that Monday, August 31st. So those are way past due and need to get turned in. And we're going to start moving very quickly every single class period where we're going to start reading our book that's called Night. And if you have not done so and figured out that it's about the Holocaust, then you need to also get some background on that by doing checkpoint 3 as well. But you need to get caught up on the ACT Aspire rubric and the timed writing assignment. Those 2 checkpoints were kind of to break you into Summit and to get you started. You need to get those done as soon as possible. Those were due the first 2 weeks of school. If you're having trouble with those, you need to get in touch with me as soon as possible. The 3rd checkpoint, the path to Nazi genocide, that was to give you an insight and an introduction to your book that you're going to start reading, okay, which is called Night by Elie Wiesel. And he spent some time in a concentration camp during the Holocaust. So we're going to be reading about his story. And this checkpoint 3 was to give you background information on this book. So it's extremely important that you do checkpoint 3 so that you can be ready to read this book. I'm a little disappointed because I'm noticing that this class is not doing the work that has been assigned to them in the way that they need to be doing it. And I feel like maybe not treating the class as it should be in regards to as a class that you would in a classroom. So in a classroom, you are going to be expected to do things on a daily basis where things are due on a daily basis. This is no different, okay? You are given checkpoints that are due on a regular basis, okay? When I give you these, they are expected to be done so that you can participate and do the next thing. There are reasons that I give you this so that you can build upon the next level. So they need to be completed, okay? I don't give you them for me. I give them to you so that you can have them and you can learn and build upon them. Because if you do not, you will not be successful within the final project and it will show in the last thing that you do. It's just not going to be, it's not going to work for you. And that's kind of how Summit is built so that you can do all of these things and get to that last final step and show your progress and how well you have done. So all of these checkpoints lead up to your final project. It is very, very important that you do these checkpoints so that you can have a successful final project. You will not have a successful final project if you do not do all these checkpoints. It's not possible. It's just not. So you have to do all these checkpoints. Okay, it's just like being in class every single day. And I'm not seeing that from my students and I need to start seeing that. With that being said, I do also want to talk about focus areas. I hopefully that you all saw a post on Google Classroom about focus area notes, okay? Focus areas, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up, let's see if I can view a student real quick. And I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay. Can everybody see my screen over the Summit screen? I can't see you guys. I need to be able to see you guys. I can't see you guys at all, and I need to be able to see you guys. I'm sorry. I need can you guys turn your cameras on so I can see you all? I don't know why everyone's hiding. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, good deal. So on the English 10 section, you will see power focus areas here. These are focus areas. This is what I was talking about with focus areas that I posted on Google Classroom, okay? When you open these up, you will see that there are objectives and diagnostics and things like that that you can take, okay? So you can take a diagnostic test to see how much you need to study. It'll tell you what objectives you need to focus on, okay? What I'm expecting of you is that you will take notes on these areas. And then when you take these notes, you're going to take pictures or upload those notes to Google Classroom under the focus area notes, okay? I will approve, once I approve those, I will send you an email and it will have the link to our Zoom assessment session, okay? And when you get that assessment session, you'll be able to do that this afternoon. We're having our first one this afternoon, and I will approve those assessments. And when you'll log in this afternoon at 2 o'clock, you'll request them, and then I will go through and approve them, okay? If you have turned in your notes. If you have not, then you shouldn't even be in the session. So therefore, you shouldn't have the email, so therefore you shouldn't be in the session. Does that make sense? So you won't even know how to get into the session because I only gave the email to people who turned in their notes. Okay, so make sure that you turn in your notes, and then you guys can get the link to the session today, and you guys can get your first assessment taken care of, and you can see some of your grades start popping up on Summit because it'll start showing you grades. Okay. All right. Again, as I said, most of my students are very, very far behind. You guys are not turning in the assignments like you need to. I'm really concerned about these assignments that we got going on. This student, this is a fake student, so all this stuff's not on here. We've got to start getting our assignments done, guys. We've got to start staying focused. I know there's a lot of work to do. I know that trying to get into, my lights just went off. Right. I gotta turn my lights back on. Okay. So I know trying to get back into the swing of things with school is tough, but hey, we got to do it. Okay. We're here and we got to get into this. We got to get into it. All right. So, I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. Okay. So with that being said, let's talk about our next, the next thing that we're going to start working on here. We're going to move on to our next checkpoint in our, I got to sign it. I got to stop viewing as this. So we're going to move into our next checkpoint, which is chapter 1 in our book. Okay. So we're going to start reading we're going to actually start moving into our book, the book itself, whether or not people have finished their checkpoint 3 or not, because the thing is that we can't stop because people are not doing their work. Okay. It's just like in a regular classroom. We wouldn't stop if you in a regular classroom because people were not doing their work. So we can't stop here. We've got to keep moving forward. So if you all will go to your Summit, do you all have access to your Summit page? Yes, no, maybe so. Yeah. Okay. So if you guys will go to your Summit page, I just opened up chapter 1 night for you all. You all see it? Is everybody there? Ryder, you see it? Ryder, are you still there with us?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, can you see the summit page? Are you on the summit page?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've opened up the chapter, I've opened up checkpoint 3, so let me know if you can see that or not.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, Emily, Vera, you guys good? Okay. So we're going to start out first by actually reading a short excerpt of Elie Weisel's Nobel Peace Prize acceptance speech. So to learn a little bit more about him and everything. And then what I want you all to do is I'm going to actually let you guys work together. The three of you that are here. My lights keep going out because I'm not moving. So that, and then you guys are going to work together on the textual analysis page here, and then we're going to talk about it. So I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to work on that after we read it together. Okay? Does that make sense? Yeah? Yeah? So I'll stop, actually, while you guys are working on it, I'll stop recording the meeting, and I'll stop recording, and then I'll let you guys work on it for, about, 10 minutes or so, and then we'll come back. Okay? So, but you guys, I want you all to talk about it together, okay? But I'll turn off the recording so that you guys don't have to worry about that. But I do want you all to talk with each other, okay? Can you guys handle that for me? I want this to be a discussion. You guys do that? Yeah. You guys are so quiet. I'm worried about discussion time. Okay. All right, you guys gotta liven up a little bit. Okay, here we go. So let's open up our Nobel Peace Prize acceptance speech. And what I want you to do while we're reading this, guys, is I want you to take notes on this. I want you to write down words that might be hard for you to understand, words that might be, or thoughts that come to your mind and things like that. What captures your attention? What draws you to this paragraph that he talks about here? Okay, so this is Elie Wiesel. Okay, hope, despair, and memory, and yet real despair only sees us later, afterwards, as we emerged from the nightmare and began to search for meaning. All those doctors of law or medicine or theology, all those lovers of art and poetry, of Bach and Goethe, who coldly, deliberately ordered massacres and participated in them. What did their metamorphosis signify? Could anything explain their loss of ethical, cultural, and religious memory? How could we ever understand the passivity of the onlookers? And yes, the silence of the allies. And questions of questions. Where was God in all of this? It seemed impossible to conceive that Auschwitz with God as to conceive of Auschwitz without God. Therefore, anything that had to be reassessed because everything had changed. With one stroke, mankind's achievements seemed to have been erased. Was Auschwitz a consequence or aberration of civilization? Okay, so that was an excerpt of his Nobel Peace Prize speech, okay, of his acceptance speech. So here's what I want you to do. Like I said, I'm going to stop the recording for a few minutes so that you guys can take a minute. I want you all to talk with each other, work together, so turn your mics on, okay? The three of you will talk together, and I want you all to work on this right here, and the people who are not on the video, who are not here, will have to work on this by themselves, okay? And they're gonna have to submit this to me in a different way because I wanna see their work. But you guys can just talk to me about it. So you guys get it this way. So I want you guys to work through this, and then we're gonna discuss it when you're done. So I'll give you about 10 minutes or so to kind of talk about that together, okay? Does that make sense? Yeah? Yes, no? Great. So I'm stopping the recording for a moment. Let's see. Pause the recording. Okay, so what I'm going to need you to do then is to turn in the analysis text. I'm going to have a place on Classroom for you guys to submit those. And I want you guys to turn those into me on Classroom. You should be able to copy and paste those into a Google Doc and turn those into me so I can see them. I just want to make sure that you all have done those. And also for those that are not here for their class as well. Just a quick, so Emily, I don't want to keep you too long. And I'll just do a quick run through with everything else that we have going on. We're going to read chapter 1 of Night. Do you still have your Summit page open? Okay. So we're gonna, what you need to do now for this checkpoint is to read chapter 1. So you need to turn in your textual analysis, read chapter 1, and so you'll also complete the reading journal, which the reading journal is, let me share my screen. It's under the resources for everyone. So this is the reading journal. So I expect this to be done. There could be possible times that I ask for this randomly from people. And I expect it to be done. So you will need this on a regular basis for each chapter. So make sure that you do this every time we read. All right, and there's your criteria for each entry. Also, there's your text for this particular, here's your book. This is your book. Okay. And then once you are done reading, you're going to click right here. I hope you can still see my screen. You're going to click right here. And then you're going to answer, and you're going to fill this out. And then this is what you're going to submit for your checkpoint to turn in. Okay? This is what everyone's going to turn in as part of the checkpoint. So this will be considered your work for today. Okay? That'll be due by next class. Okay? Before chapter 2. Okay, any questions, Emily, on any of that? Before I let you go, since you're the only one that's left here?
I don't have questions, thank you.
Okay. So I'm sorry I read through that really quick. I wanted to actually like do some things and like have a real class today, but it's kind of hard to do when there's just one of you. I mean, I want to do some things, but do you have any questions about anything or like the textual analysis or anything like that, or?
No.
Okay. Have you had any problems with any of the other checkpoints or anything, or?
No.
Okay. I think you're pretty caught up though, aren't you, on stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're doing pretty good on getting everything done. So, all right. Well, I will let you go. And if there's anything that you do need or anything like that, let me know. Anyone else who watches this later, if there's anything that you do need, let me know. Y'all have a good day. And Emily, I'll see you later, okay?